right, we are back. It is Personal Healthcare Reform Talk Show on Pegasus Net Waves, and Captain America has taken over my show and will be riding Pegasus today. So now you're taking your health to a higher level, but we're going to be very, very star-spangled patriotic today because, well, I'm taking over the mic. It's my show. And I'm going to do a little patriotic rant today, so get ready, get strapped in, because it's going to be a wild, bumpy ride, I think. So this is show number 19, and let's go ahead and hop into it. So, a couple of things. Of course, I've got to send a big shout out to all of my health partners that I work with that are just amazingly awesome. Seriously, you need to get a hold of every one of these for your own health, for your company's health as well. More importantly, especially if you're a small business owner or a large business owner. Either way, everybody's been getting led by a little carrot. Now we're about to have a big stick coming and hitting you over the head very, very soon because of the ACA starting January 1st. So, and we'll be talking about that a lot more later on this summer, getting into specifics. But with that, go to clintfuquay.com, go to personalhealthcarereform.com. I've got all my health partners on there. Let's start off with Get Med Call Assist, because everybody needs an ER doctor on the phone within 2 minutes. Geolocated, they take care of you. If you have to be transported to the hospital, they take care of that. You have an ER doctor on the phone with you, talking to ER doctors at the hospital. That way, they're taking care of you the way they're supposed to. And if you have to have something done, they actually will make sure that your insurance covers you there at the hospital. If not, they move you to a different hospital, and they find the best pricing for you. How about that? That's for you and your family. Awesome service, seriously. If you haven't looked at that, you need to look at that. And if you're a business, you seriously need to look at it. Imagine saving half on what you put out on healthcare for your employees right now for non-medical issues. And medical issues sometimes as well, because you're picking up the tab on all of that. So Get Med Call Assist, awesome group, and that's why they're one of my health partners. Kinesi Athletic, it's getting hot out there. You need the best clothing you can get. They've got real active cotton. It takes the sweat off of you, keeps you from stinking, which is even better. But amazing company. They own the patent on active cotton. So the stuff from all the other companies, junk. They have the real stuff. And of course, my health partner, ID Life. Love this company. I'll talk a little bit more about them later. But this summer, make this a summer of healthy transformation. Go in there, look at the ID transformation. Best system you're ever going to see for helping to get you healthy. It's not about weight loss. It's not about all the other stuff. There's tons of cleanses, all kinds of stuff on the market. Look at health. This is all about health. This isn't about loss. This is about gain. This is what you can gain for your health. And whenever you gain your health, you've got everything. We're going to talk about that. And finally, Pick and Fit Foods. Great food service. Awesome. They have a new location that's opening up on July 10th. And to roll into that, on July 12th, we're going to do an event there. For my book, we're going to do a bestseller event. I'll actually be out there signing autographs, talking about the book, talking about health and wellness. Come out, throw your questions at me. It's going to be a healthy Independence Day, because Independence Day is coming up July 4th. The weekend after, we're going to have Health Independence Day, so we can talk about how to live independently healthy like we're going to do on the show today. But with that, I'll be signing autographs. We're going to do a giveaway for 30 days of food and 30 days of working with me. So how about that? You're going to be getting about $1,500 worth of value right there. That's a lot. So definitely look at that, get involved there, come out for that event. It's going to be a great event on the 12th, and great people at Pick and Fit Foods. Also with that, I want to talk about some of the other people I work with. Heroes Project, you heard the Heroes Project on here, and also Divas. The Heroes Project, of course, is working with veterans that have PTS, kicking the D out of that as well. And they've got a golf tournament coming up in August. We'll talk more about that as well. And they got some big stuff coming up. But amazing group. Definitely check them out and help them out as any way you can. And Divas, for anybody that you know that's going through divorce, we want to try to help stop divorce. We don't like divorce. Divorce sucks. So we want to either stop it, keep people in the relationship, or if they have to go through divorce, we're going to be there to support them the entire way through. So both great organizations, which is why I'm working with them and putting them out there for you. So definitely take advantage of those. If you know anybody that is in need, get them in touch with those groups. Go back and listen to the old shows. And that's what they're there for. They're on both websites, clinicfuqua.com and personalhealthcarereform.com. And now, let's do a little health in the news, because there's a lot of stuff, and I want to get into a lot of stuff because, honestly, there's a lot that needs to be considered and looked at whenever it comes to your health and living independently healthy. First off, big news, huge news of the day, Hobby Lobby. I'm sure half of you out there cringed and half of you out there are partying. So let's talk about this whole thing right quick, because there's a lot of misconceptions being thrown around right now. Yes, it was a 5-4 victory for Hobby Lobby, and I've seen this stuff all over the news. Oh, it's, contraceptions are now illegal and women can't get them and all that other stuff. Don't listen to all the hype. Seriously, Hobby Lobby is still covering 11 of 16 birth control options. Okay, the only thing that they are not doing is they're not paying for somebody to have access to, or actually, they just don't want to pay for the abortion pills. Okay, somebody can still go out and buy them themselves. And Hobby Lobby pays like $14 an hour for their employees. So they're not saying that you can't go get them. They're just saying that they don't want to pay for them. Imagine if the U.S. decided, hey, every company has to buy handguns for all their employees. And a company says, well, I morally don't want to do that. And they fight against it, even though it's a constitutional right for you to be able to have a gun. But it shouldn't be imposed on the company to buy you a gun, should it? No. So, look at it that way. So anyway, everybody still has access to everything. It's just that, Hobby Lobby didn't want to pay for it. You can still go out and buy it. There you go. So really, it's kind of a morals versus government regulation. And some major overreach with it through the ACA. And actually, this is ACA news section. So with that, the Oregon Exchange, the Oregon Exchange, one of the worst exchanges out there in the country right now. They've lost billions and billions on their exchange, and they're getting $650,000 in bonuses being paid out. So there's that. VA news. Something interesting. Of course, McCain is trying to push a bill through to help out with funding with the VA. It's going to cost a lot of money for that bill, and it's not that great of a bill. There's another option out there called Medigap insurance program, which actually may be one of the best ways to go about solving some of the VA issues with people getting in to see their doctors, because you actually get to go see your doctor, and there's no cost to it to the government, which means there's no cost to you and I as the taxpayers. Really neat system. It hasn't been implemented yet. They really need to look at it. There's one story that just popped up today. A veteran's been dead for 2 years and just got admitted to see his VA doctor. Yeah, let that sink in for a second. He's been dead for 2 years and now gets admittance to go see his VA doctor. Yeah, and somebody, I'm not going to name names, said that the VA is the model for healthcare. This is what we should look at for our model for healthcare. Not just a great model. I don't want to talk about it too much. I mean, there's some good stuff going on in the VA. They've got a brand new guy coming in that was the head guy at Procter & Gamble that's going to be running the VA if he gets confirmed. So we'll see how that goes. One thing to look at right now, oxygen therapy for PTS is under consideration as treatment right now. There's a big push for that because it does help out tremendously, because it does start to reset the brain a little bit because you're super oxygenating it. It does help out with depression, all kinds of other stuff. So that may be a very new, very unique therapy that's on the way for some of our veterans. Moving into women's health, breast exams. Here's something with that. Radiation is radiation. Listen to me on this. Radiation is radiation. You go in, you get a mammogram, what happens? You have radiation going through a very sensitive part of your body, soft tissue, and if there's anything there, what's going to happen whenever you radiate it? It's probably going to grow, because what does radiation do? Radiation causes cancers to grow. So for all the women out there, if you're going to go do the manual exams, okay, but also look at thermography. Look into thermography and look at doing that instead, because there's no radiation with it. They can pick up heat signatures very well. They can actually pick up heat signatures of cancers that you can't even see with mammograms. And it does come down to who's actually looking at the thermography scans as well. They've got that. They've also got blood testing. You can do a blood draw, and they can look at potentials from that as well. So that's two other ways about going at that. This way you're not being bombarded by radiation. If you do that, make sure you're doing something to help clean that radiation out of your system very quickly. It means taking in some chlorophyll and some other greens, things like that. For men's health, get off your butt, guys. First off, of course, it's going to reduce your gut, but it's going to save your prostate. Unless you want somebody going in and checking up on you and giving you the nice little exam every year and having all that fun, which, after you get over 45 or so, you need to do that anyway. But if you want to protect your prostate, get off your butt and start exercising, for all of us, especially for your wife, girlfriend, whoever. Children's health, 22 studies. 22, count them, 22 have shown that autism comes from MMR vaccines. I saw a news story today about one study that proves it doesn't. That's 22 to 1. I'd say it's some pretty good evidence. If you want to take a look at it, go to clinicfuco.com, personalhealthcarereform.com. Look at the research on the Facebook page that I've got, because it's there. You can read it. That's why I have that page for you to go in there and read and learn for yourself, and go out and study it all you want. With that, autism and ADHD are actually being shown to proven to be shown due to pesticide exposure in pregnant moms. Well, most of them are pregnant, aren't they? So with that, moms that are eating all the stuff that has pesticides, stuff like that, that exposure is actually, it's been proven that it increases ADHD rates, but it's also showing autism as well. And this also goes into GMO foods. This is a 2-for-1 thing. You take that, you add in the vaccines. Name me one study where they've actually mixed all these things together to see what the outcomes are. Yeah, there's not one. You know why? Because they don't want to study it. You know why? Because they know there's implication there. It does happen. It messes with your entire genetic framework. So one of the first studies actually came out of Lubbock, Texas, about pesticide exposure and ADHD in children. So it's been a very known thing for a long time. So moms, eat organic before you ever want to become a mom. We'll just put it there. And that's also women's health too. I mean, you want the best health for yourself and your kids. Also for ADHD, activity and essential fatty acids are the RX, the prescription for ADHD, because they do help out. Why? Because if you got a kid that's ADHD, they're sitting there, you're telling them to be calm, they're a kid. They want to go out and play. They need to go out and play. They need to be out, running around, doing stuff, playing tag, making mud pies, bringing toads home and stuff like that. Stay away from the snakes, kids. But get them out, get them playing around. That's what we used to do all the time. And the less kids play, the more they're going to be hyperactive. Let's face it. And then you load them up with sugar, and that happens. So there's that. Mental health. A couple things here. SSRIs, antidepressants, have been shown to have nearly zero effectiveness. And this is from the pharmaceutical industry. This is from somebody else. This is their own study showing that they have near zero effectiveness. There's like a 0.01% where they're effective. And they're giving them to how many people? And advocating to give them to how many more? A couple things to look at for mental health. Foods affect your mood. Exercise affects your mood. Expression affects your mood. So what does that mean to you? Eat better, go exercise, find a way to express yourself. Find a hobby. Get into art, do some dance, do some, whatever gets you moving and gets you jazzed up and gets you happy. Go do it so you can start getting happy. How about that? Go get you some happy, people. Go get you some happy. Get off your butt and get some happy. Kathy Brandon, that's for you, Miss Happiness Chick. If you don't know, I do some stuff with Kathy Brandon. That's another one of the groups I work with. We're going to be doing a lot more stuff this summer, too, for Happy Body. Let's see here. Physical health. Running yourself to death. That's right. You can run yourself to death. Mileage in your heart. Tons of great studies. I actually posted a YouTube video about this. If you're going to go out and run, go medium mileage, 10-minute mile. is the sweet spot. You start going faster than that, you're going to overstress your body. You're going to overstress your heart, and after miles and miles and miles, you know what's going to happen? Your heart's going to turn into this really, really, really hard thing that can't beat anymore because you've overstressed it. You've overtaxed it. You haven't taken care of it like you're supposed to. For what? Winning a race? How much did you pay for that race? Remind me again. How much was it? Oh, that's right. You paid to go run it. So if you're paying to go do these things, pay to take care of your health as well, for the long term, for longevity, because you're trying to do that for health, right? The first guy that ran a marathon, remember what happened to him? He died after running it. He had been running for several days previously, but that last marathon is the one that killed him. Just a word of warning. For everybody else out there, turmeric, awesome stuff. Turmeric has actually been shown to give you the same results for cardiovascular health as going out and running, moderately. Awesome stuff. Reduces inflammation, reduces pain, helps out with cardiovascular health, helps out with the immune system, helps out with mental function, helps out with Alzheimer's, helps out with, seriously, look at turmeric sometime. It's the most studied spice on the face of the earth. You'll be amazed how many studies there are on this stuff. I'm not saying don't go out and exercise, don't run. Go out, go exercise, do it in moderation, have some turmeric. You'll feel a whole lot better. And last but not least, I'm going to leave you with this before we take a little break here. Exercise is the best prescription for health. Over and over and over, it's shown to work 100% of the time, every time. You just have to give it some time. There's that for you. So come back here in a little bit, and Captain America is going to take over the show, and we're going to get all Star Spangly and talk about health and freedom, and since it is Independence Day and a healthy Independence Day, what it takes to really be independently healthy, because it's a big thing, it's a big deal, and you need to know about it.
Have you taken time to plan for your financial future? Or have you not really given it much thought at all, and maybe even avoided it? Hi, I'm Angela Tweeten, known as the Lucrative Lady, Making Money Simple. I help people break down all of the financial lingo and rules so that they can understand the velocity of money and then plan for, capture, and enjoy their later years. Check me out at thelucrativelady.com.
Hello, everybody, on Pegasus Netwaves Radio. Are you tired of establishment politics and partisanship? Take some time in your day and check out hippopolitics.com, your source for smarter, middle-of-the-road, anti-establishment type politics. Hippopolitics.com, your source for smarter politics.
So if you guys are ready to read humorous satiric blog, check out wheatishcomplexion.com. I am positive you're going to get a great laugh, and you can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Thank you.
All right, we are back. It is the Personal Healthcare Reform Talk Show on Pegasus Netwaves, and Captain America is in the building, all red, white, and blue, and star spangly, with a nice big cool shield. That shield really is cool. And if you haven't watched the new Captain America movie, go watch it. It's an awesome movie. It's probably in the dollar theaters by now, but it's one of the best ever. Speaking of movies, there's a movie coming out July 2nd, America, the movie by Dinesh D'Souza. Go watch that movie. I'm just going to leave you with that. Go watch that movie. Imagine if there was no America. I'm going to leave it there for you, because he talks about that in the movie. So today we're going to talk about, for the show, we're going to be talking about some healthy independence, and basically discussing why and how health is freedom. Because if you're not healthy, how free are you? That's the bigger question. Really, you're not. You're a slave to everything that's holding you down. You're a slave to the medical system. You're a slave to whatever medications you're on. You're a slave to whatever the disease is that you have captured as your own, that you've taken ownership of, because you're saying, I am this, I am that. Whatever you say you are, you are. How about you start saying, I am healthy, and start doing that? Because, slavery of any type is not a good thing, and a lot of us actually create our own little prison, our own little piece of slavery, because we have been taken captive by something. And most of that can be controlled to a small degree. Sometimes it can't, but for the most part, about 99% of the time, it can be controlled. So, with that, health is everything. If you don't have your health, you don't have anything. Anybody that's ever been around me at some of the groups, that's usually one of my opening lines, and I like to put that in there, because if you don't have your health, you really don't have anything. If you're laying in the bed sick, what do you have? You have a whole day for movies. That's what you have usually, and some soup. But, over and over again, what do you have with that? You've got loss of money, loss of productivity, loss of joy, loss of everything, unless you like being sick. Which, if you like being sick, it's time to go see some people about that, because that is not a healthy way to live. So with that, I'm going to get to some questions, because I threw out there on Facebook people to submit some questions to me to answer about their health and wellness. So I'm going to get to that, and then we're going to finish out some show with some other thoughts about health and what health really is. So, starting off, Miss Cammie Dean. I love Cammie Dean. She's fantastic. You can listen to her on what's she on? Is she on 660 now? Anyway, she's got a great radio show. I'll put that out there where she's at, because originally she was on 1190. I was going to be on the show a few times. I will be on her show this year a few times, talking about health and wellness. But Cammie, and she ran for state senate as well. So she's awesome. She's an awesome woman. Questions from her. First off, how do we beat the heat? That 100 plus degree heat that we haven't had it yet in Texas. And I'm glad we haven't had it yet, because it was hot last year. It was hot the year before, and it's kind of mild this year, which is great, and we're getting some rain. But how do you beat the heat? Some good air conditioning. Stay inside when it's really hot out. Looking at indigenous groups that have been alive for centuries, and live without air conditioning. What do? They hide out in the shade during the day. Heat of the day, they're not doing anything. They're lounging. They're napping. They are doing that. They're eating some fruits, and they're drinking water. They're relaxing in the middle of the day. They're not out running, pounding the ground in the middle of the day in the heat of the day, because that would be insane, wouldn't it? I'm going to take the hottest part of the day and do stuff actively. So middle of the day, stay indoors, stay cool, eat some fruits, eat some stuff that has a lot of water to it, because hydration is essential. All my military friends, anytime I say, hey, drink some water, they're like, oh, God, don't say that to me. That's all you heard through boot camp. Drink water, drink water, drink water. And that's because you need to stay hydrated. So that's the best way to beat the heat. Stay indoors, enjoy the air conditioning, get out in the morning, get out in the evenings, stay out of the heat in the middle of the day. So this way that'll help out. Sore throat and summer colds, because that is kind of an issue at times. If you have a sore throat, it's not a summer cold, it's allergies. There are a lot of allergies that happen in the summertime, because things bloom in the springtime, yes. But you got a lot of crosswinds in the summer, you got other stuff that's blooming in the summer, and usually there's some allergic response to that, maybe a response to grasses. And if you live in Dallas, Dallas is always usually in the top 5 of the worst places for allergies, because we sit in a bowl. So geographically, we're not the best spot to be if you have allergies, because everything sits and settles here. Summer colds is basically what happens in the summertime. You're going to the movies a lot more. You're eating a lot more candy. It's the same thing that happens in the wintertime. Your sugar intake goes up. You're not sleeping as much. You get dehydrated. Next thing you know, bam, you got a cold, because you've been overstressing the system and not giving your body what it needs. So give your body what it needs. Hydrate it. Cut back on the candy. Have some fruits. Have some veggies. Have some lean meats. And keep yourself on a regular sleep cycle, because I know everything gets messed up in the summertime. And once your sleep cycle gets messed up, yes, you will have a summer cold, you'll have allergies, you'll have all kinds of other things, because you're going to sleep later, you're getting up at different times, you're missing sleep, all that stuff. So schedule, hydrate, eat well, and that'll help take care of most of that. Robin Robertson, the reason why I'm on this incredibly great radio station. because she invited me over here. She had some questions as well, and she had some good questions. So we're going to count these off right quick. Shin splints. What happens with shin splints? How do we take care of those? Shin splints is basically either A, you have the wrong shoes, or you're changing up where you're walking too much. So if you're walking on grass and you go to hard, to the concrete, you will have shin splints. If you haven't been walking for a long time and you start walking, you will have shin splints. That's just part of it. It's all impact stress. So if you're going to go walking, get a good pair of walking shoes that will help out. Start off slow, low mileage, pick it up. Okay, if you have shin splints, back it off a little bit. That's all that is. Let's see here. Most important thing for health. The number one most important thing for health is have a reason for living. That's it. That's number one. If you don't have that, nothing else matters. You can go out, you can work out all you want. You can get the 8-pack, you can get the 6-pack, you can get the nice guns and the great legs and everything else. If you don't have a reason for living, it's all gonna go away, and it's all done in vain. Quite literally in vain, because it's only a vanity thing. So most important thing for health, find a reason for living. The oldest living people in the world, that's the reason they live so long. They have a reason for living. They've got something that they're passionate about that they want to do. And that's why they live so long, because they're here to do something. Now, they know why they're here, and they go do it. And they find ways to stay healthy while they do it. Next thing up, why ID Life? Well, mostly because it's the best. Most of the people are taking medications. There's a lot of interactions between medications and natural supplements. Everything is guesswork. If you go see that kid at GNC, go see that kid at Vitamin Shop, you go see a trainer, a nutritionist, whoever, doctor, it's all guesswork. They don't have all the studies in their heads. We have every viable study there that's custom formulating something for you, and that's why. And finally, World Cup, who's going to win? I'll tell you who's going to win. Whoever has the best acting, that's who's going to win. When it comes down to all the fouls and stuff, it's whoever has the best acting is going to win that one, and probably whoever's not biting everybody else. Otherwise, go out, enjoy yourself, have a great July 4th weekend. Realize what this weekend means while we're here. Realize the fact that we are the rebels of the world. The rebels of the world, okay? We rebelled against the biggest empire ever, the British Empire. We had a little bitty tiny army. We rebelled against them and took our freedom. We took our freedom. We own our freedom. It's time for you to take your freedom and own your freedom, become independently healthy. I'm here to help. I do personal training and health coaching. Get with me on that. Buy my book. I wrote the book specifically to help you take control of your health. Find a reason to live. I'm out. See you on the next show.